Hi, my name is Nicholas Villa, and in this tutorial we will go through questions from CSWP Segment 3 Sample XF. So, here we have a PDF document with instructions. So, the Segment 3 is about assemblies. So, here we have instructions and we also have some already existing parts. So we don't need to model them. And let's get started. So the first question is to model one part. We have some dimensions here, and the point of the question is to find the mass of the part. So let's begin. We start a new part and pay attention to this. This is really important to set unit system to MMGS. You can do that here, or you can go to Options, Document Properties, and Units. So it's really important to do that before everything other. So double check that. And I also recommend to set material at the beginning. So now we need brass, and here you have a brass in these materials. If wanted material isn't here, you can go to Edit Material and found the material in the tree. So apply, course, and let's begin with modeling. So start sketch on front plane. Just a few lines. And place a few dimensions. Sorry. Escape from Smart Dimension tool and exit the sketch. I pressed S key on my keyboard to get this shortcut and choose extruded boss, place value, right click, midplane, and again right click to confirm. So exit sketch, again S key, choose extruded cut, and through all and right click to confirm. Just one boss extrude. place a value, and we need to draft here, draft of 15 degrees inward. And one more extruded cut. And we need some fillets with a radius of 10 millimeters. So apply and exit that, and this is a completed part. So here we have to name this part as base. So let's do this. And now to find its mass, so go to evaluate. If you don't have this evaluate tab, you can always go right click here and check this. So in evaluate tab, find mass properties, and here you can find the mass of the part. So it was the first question. And let's move on to the second question. Because we don't have too much time, we have to finish this in 80 minutes. In the second question, we have to make an assembly from the part we have created before and find the center of the mass according to new coordinate system. And let's make this. Choose file and make assembly from the part, and make sure that again unit system is set to mmgs. So if you normally use inches, you can choose every time this and change to millimeters, but you also can change that before you start exam and save that as template. For example, part millimeters or assembly millimeters, and if you need that, you just open that and you don't have to change this on exam. So that's your choice. Now let's continue. So we need to make a new coordinate system. We can find that in assembly, reference geometry, coordinate system. We need one point here. So this is everything is set. Okay, so right click to confirm. Now when we have this coordinate system, only thing we have to do is to find the center of the mass. So go to evaluate mass properties. You can find here center of the mass, but this is according to or relative to default coordinate system, and we don't need that. This is really important. We have to change this to coordinate system 1. And now values are relative to this coordinate system, and see we have different values here than before. So this is the answer of the question, and you can check that here. So answer is A. Let's go on the third question. Now we have to import one already existing part, arm mount, to place some mates and to find the center of mass of the assembly. So let's do this. Go to assembly, insert components, browse, and find this. So we need some mates. And assembly is fully defined. So now again mass properties, and make sure you set this to coordinate system 1. And now this is the answer of the question. So next question is to add another part called arm lower, and again find the center of mass of the assembly. So again the same thing, insert component, find arm lower, open, and I like to orient this in the right way. So we need to place this, and now we need a width mate. So you can find that not in standard mates, but in advanced mates. So width mate, and choose this. I use select other to select hidden faces, because it's easier, you don't have to reorient your part all the time, and in my opinion it's fast. But also that's your choice to use that or not. This mate, and that's all. So again we need a center of mass, so you can see this here. So let's see. Oh, okay, we don't have values to check. Now in the fifth question we have to use collision detection to find this angle. We need to see how much we can rotate this arm rover. So we have to delete parallel mate from previous question, and let's do this. So find in arm lower mates this parallel and delete. Okay, and you can see now we can freely rotate this component. And to find collision detection, go to Assembly, Move Component, and this little arrow, and rotate. And instead of using standard drag, use collision detection. Check between all components, and we need to stop at collision. So let's see. We rotate this, and you see it stopped here, and it highlighted faces that collide. So now just confirm, and everything has stayed in this position. And now use a measure tool. You can find measure tool in evaluate measure, or just press M key on your keyboard. That's the hotkey. And you can find here angle between two faces. Sometimes, in some cases, measure tool can show a wrong angle, and you can see that obviously that's not angle between two faces or edges or whatever you choose. And to be sure what is the right angle, you can do this. This is really simple, and it doesn't take too much time. So you just make a sketch and convert two edges, and just check this. So this is the right angle. We don't need this sketch, so discard. And let's move on. Here we have to create a new assembly. Use this already existing component, and it is going to be a subassembly. And we will name this subassembly shock. So let's go new assembly, here the housing. Okay, and now this is a simple question, so what is the mass of shock assembly? Just save this as shock. Now you can see the mass. Next thing to do, of course, add a part, again already existing part, to the subassembly. That's a piston. And I can find the mass of the whole assembly. So assembly, insert components, browse, piston, just a few mates to place this. Now we need a distance mate, and I think it will be easier to make this mate if we use section view. So we have all hidden faces here. So distance mate, here, and confirm. That's all, and exit section view. Now find a mass. Again, here is the mass. You can see here is our answer. Again, now we have to add this subassembly and a couple more components to our main assembly. So let's do this, and I use Control Tab to go between all open SolidWorks parts, and just to save this, so I will call this CSWP save. Now go to Insert Components and pin this, because we will need more components. Now to set all mates. Again, concentric, and again advanced with so everything is in place, and let's see. Again, the center of mass, and make sure here's a coordinate system 1, and here is our answer, and now we can check this. So here is the answer is B. let's move on. Interference detection. So we have to change this distance made. You can see that here. And use interference detection to determine collisions between the parts. So first, let's change this distance made. So go to Edit Assembly and Edit Pitch. And we have to change or flip dimension like this. Just to rebuild, and everything is in place. You can find interference detection in Evaluate tab, and here you can see this. The only box that should be checked in the interference detection options is Make interfering parts transparent. So make sure that's the only box. And now calculate. So you can have this can show up, and if you check this, you can see all components that are interfering, and that's what we need. Now you can easily find out which components are interfering. So pretty much that's all from this question. And now we have to make new part, suppress the distance made, and to set everything in place you can see we have some angle mates, and again find the center of mass. So let's begin just to make this flexible. You can make this flexible if you go to Component Properties, right click Component Properties, and say Solve as Flexible. You can do that in that way, but faster way is just, you can see this icon and make subassembly flexible. So that's what we need, and just click that, and now you can see the icon before the name has changed. So change is we have to suppress, okay, at subassembly, and suppress this mate, and now you can see we have some moving parts. So let's set angle mate before we make a new part. So standard mates, angle mate, and 10 degrees between this and this, and you can see now we have to flip, and mate align, we have to change mate alignment. So this is what we want, and just confirm. So everything is fully defined, and we can move on making parts. Again, this is pretty simple part. just one simple revolve. Again, S key, and in floating menu choose revolved boss and just confirm. And don't forget the champ. So 2 mm and 45 degrees. This edge, right click, and you can see we have to save this as spindle. So let's do that. Spindle and save. Now we go insert components and insert previously created spindle. And just a couple of mates. Also, you can lock rotation if you want, not necessary. And we forgot to change material. So you can see here that we need plain carbon steel and material not specified. So change to plain carbon steel, and that's really important to remember that to change material, because it affects everything. It affects center of mass and overall mass. So now we need to rebuild. Okay, just to check. Yes, we have plain carbon steel. Now everything is set up, so just to check. Okay, and you can see what is the center of mass. So let's move on to our last question, and we have more changes here. You can see that we have to replace base. We have to change this distance mate, delete some mates, and place angle mate, and of course find the center of mass of the assembly. Okay, let's do that. So first of all, let's delete some mates. We don't need this mate. Also, we don't need this parallel mate. Now press Shift C to collapse feature tree, and now to see, yes, everything is fine. So just rebuild, and now we want to replace this component. So right click, and if you don't see here replace component, you can click on arrows and find this. So replace base with this browse base B, open. Make sure reattach mates is checked, and okay, we have some errors, some because of mates, and one with coordinate system, and not a problem. So you here have image that helps you. You see a previous base and see what we don't have here. So we can't find this face. You just click here. So just click make the alignment, and click on this arrow to see what is the next mate that he can't solve. So we need this face, click here, and everything looks fine. So right click to confirm and exit, and now we have only one error connected with coordinate system. Now we will solve this. It just needs a point. So everything looks fine. We don't have errors. Now let's change distance mate. So make this rigid, and again edit assembly, mates, distance, unsuppress. Now you can see, change this to 80. So exit. And rebuild. Now we need just one more angle mate between this and this face, and angle is 15, so alignment is okay. And everything is fully defined, so we can find mass, center of mass, and here it is. So it was the last question, and that's pretty much all of this sample exam. So you can see it's not too hard, but you need to be familiar with commands and features that we mentioned here, and you have to practice by yourself. So have a luck, and thanks for watching.